So welcome to Driven Couples. We're back, and as you see, oh look, I'll show you something.
Oh God.
I unbuckled one of the buttons
Está gordito.
because I gain. I'm a little bit how do you call that when
Fluffy.
you retain water?
Fluffy.
You retain water and I gain a little bit of fat, but I've been going 4 days strong, and I think I'm already, by next Driven Couples I'll do it shirtless because I think I'm gonna be like super shirted.
Good
But
luck.
first, before we start talking about Salomondrin, what do you think of Puerto Rico trip? Was it refreshing? Did you relax? Do you feel better? I think you haven't been moody for 4 days straight, so I think that's a good thing.
Moody. It was amazing. In reality, we really needed that trip. I feel like you and I and the kids, we haven't had a vacation in like a year, right? It's been like a year. It was like a year. I was still pregnant.
We've traveled, but it was more, it's
Work.
all business.
Yeah.
Like we haven't stopped. And ever since I was working 18 hours a day. Like ever since we got back, I think I've been doing like 20 to 21 hours a day.
Yeah.
I've been sleeping like 3 hours.
It's crazy.
And I've been saying like the next day I'm gonna recover, but then the next day we have a bunch of shit piled up, and then I'm like, okay, the next day I'll make it up. The next day I'm gonna spend a little bit of time with Italia, and then the next shit a bunch of shit piled up. So I think tomorrow's gonna be the last day that I go like 3 hours of sleep, and then Saturday and Sunday I think I could go back to at least working 18 hours a day. But I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, you always interrupt me, but I'm gonna be nice. So yeah, it's important, guys. Like, I don't want to say burn out because I feel like we burn out. We're crazy. We're always working.
Get broke.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely hard.
Like
are you gonna let me finish?
Well, I'm trying to, but you're speaking to, your energy's too low. Like step it up a bit.
I haven't ate, guys. I was actually fixing my nails because I was dying to get them fixed. Office all day. We had a crazy day. It's just been crazy. But to touch back on what he asked, loved it. This vacation was honestly one of my favorites, and we did have 2 other families that are part of our company. So again, we were masterminding, things like that. So him and I.
Sheila and Mike just got on the Instagram.
Oh, yay. I mean, we had a lot of fun, but also there was a lot of takeaways as far as like what the future looks like, what our goals, plans are. And absolutely 100%, it is so refreshing to take a vacation. And I feel like a year ago, we were taking like way more vacations, right? And we hadn't had one in a year. So I definitely, the last day I was done, how long did we even stay?
We stayed 9 days.
Okay. And our friends left a few days before us.
It was the most expensive vacation, by the way. It was like $100,000 plus.
It was definitely expensive, but it was worth it. We deserve it. Our kids deserve it. It was actually Berlin's first vacation.
I never spent that much on a vacation. Well, I mean, you did the first part, but then I extended it a bit.
Yeah. I mean, it was so nice, guys. And again, you reward yourself. When you work really, really hard, you have to reward yourself. That way you don't burn out. And this time, normally our vacations are like 4 or 5 days and I'm done. I'm like over it. I want to get back to work. This time I was very excited to be able to stay a little bit longer, and we extended our trip 3 times. Twice. So yeah, it was amazing. I loved it. I'm super excited. Look at how tan we are, guys. I'm literally peeling.
No, I'm peeling all over.
So
I got a facial because I had Xavier scrape all the
dead skin. Yeah.
And then when I came back, I got another like a bite. I think we have like some insect.
Spider,
but I think since we're doing yesterday we did the Salomondrin live, and there was like a lot of mosquitoes or some insects. But I have a huge bite right here. It looks like a pepperoni, like a huge thing.
Okay.
What? Not the pepperoni you're thinking about.
Yes, señor. Okay.
So you were saying about Puerto Rico?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So you feel fully recharged?
Fully recharged. I literally thought today was Tuesday and it's Thursday and tomorrow's Friday. And we just been like non-stop. It's been absolutely insane. But, you play hard. You work hard and then you can play hard.
You work hard and you play hard. You work
no,
hard.
I think we work hard, very hard, and then we play harder.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was amazing, guys. Amazing.
Yeah, guys. But like what I was saying in the beginning is, I always work at least 18 hours a day. Like I
work all the time.
And like, so today, let me tell you guys what I did. I escaped. Like, first of all, Syl was, look, this is what happens. Like I escaped from the office. Syl gets to the office like
Don't start being an asshole.
My second day, she gets to the office, and I'm there, and everything's good. and then I disappear, and I'm like, I gotta leave. I step into the appointment where this new agent that's joining the company. I, have a good 5 minute, 6 minute talk. I'm like, I gotta leave. I'll be right back.
What did you say? I'll be back in an hour.
I'll be back in
2
1 hour.
hours later, he's nowhere to be found.
Because if I say 2 hours, you're gonna panic.
I'm not gonna panic.
So I leave. I leave for an hour, and I don't know if it's the woman authority that the man has to be in the office when she's in the office.
Not at all.
She wants to feel
not
that
at all.
authority, right?
I actually like it better when you're not in the office.
When I leave,
for the
all
record.
of a sudden, when I leave, you're like blowing my phone up. Like, when are you coming back? Where are you? Oh my God! And I'm gone for like an hour.
I'm gonna throw this at you.
An hour and 45 minutes, I'm gone. Oh my gosh. And you know what I'm doing? I'm getting a massage because I know I have to come back.
Perfect.
And I have another long
Which is perfect. But you say, Sylvia.
So I'm gone, right?
Handle the appointment.
So I'm gone.
Wow.
I'm gone, and I come back. And when I'm getting the massage, I'm actually making money. Like, I'm getting the massage, and I'm texting with my right hand, and I'm going like that. And I'm getting this side, and then I go like, okay, this side. And I'm getting and then I'm laying down, and I have the phone at the bottom of the massage.
So counterproductive. So you can't even relax. That's why you need massages.
I'm not there to relax.
Okay.
I don't relax.
All right.
I've never relaxed ever since I was like a little kid.
Okay.
Or maybe in the tummy of my mommy. But
right.
I never relaxed. I'm not there to relax. I'm there so that they could pop my knots or fix them.
You don't pop them.
And like straighten my neck and my lower back, because like when I work out, I don't lift like 10 pounders like you. I lift like 80 pounders, 90 pounders. So all my muscles get tight, so I need somebody to like go like that, and then I'm done, and then I go to eat. It takes me like, I don't take lunch breaks or breakfast breaks. I'm eating and I'm like working.
Just like me, yeah, exactly.
And I work standing, you work sitting down.
Are you bragging or complaining? Bragging or complaining? Okay.
I'm promoting, okay? So when I come back, right? I come back, and then you leave and you spend like 5 hours getting her nails done. Am I right or wrong? And then she comes in. But look, enough of that.
6:30, because they have to be perfect, and this place actually does a great job. So I need to go there because I went to 3 other places. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So whatever. And for the record, I just feel like men are so like not detailed that it's so frustrating. If you would have said, Syl, handle the other 2 appointments because Steph is my witness. He said, I'll be right back in an hour. If you would have said.
Guys, after this, send a DM to Steph and ask her, when Albert steps out, does Syl like text him?
No.
At least 5 minutes or less? You guys send her a DM and you guys are going to get the answer.
Negative.
Now, like I said, when you wake up, I'm already 8 hours into fucking crunching it and getting results, and stop thinking about what you're gonna do. And I'm just fucking crunching. We've been, ever since we got back, these 4 days have been the most productive 4 days I've ever had in my entire life.
Yep.
So it's been incredible. Like, I feel great. When I was taking a shower today everything went wrong that could have gone wrong in my day.
That was my Monday. Monday was horrible. I was like,
everything went wrong.
Or was it Tuesday? What was the day? It was Tuesday. I was like, oh dear God.
But everything that I did today, I had an issue, but I just went around the issue, and I just I asked Steph last time, when have you ever heard me complain ever since you joined the company 2.5 years ago? Have I complained once? Have I? Never complained once. Never. Not even when I was going through, like, at least Steph, when she's joined, I've been close to having 2 heart attacks.
So what are we talking this
time? But I've never complained about anything. So today when I'm showering, okay, I have soap, and I'm just freshening up before this because I was like really sweaty, because that was another problem that I had, and I just went around it. I pivoted. So I'm taking a shower, I have soap, and guess what happens?
They shut off the water.
So guess what I do? I anticipated, because I was gonna send the link out for you guys that are watching Instagram. Are we still there? So Instagrammers, text that number so you could get the private link, and you could continue watching this live in the Zoom private link. So I was gonna get out and text the link and get back in and finish just taking the soap off, because I'm like, fuck, it's already 30 minutes, and I'm gonna get out, and then I'm like, no, let me just continue. And as soon as I do that, like, the water just starts slowly going away, and I'm like, fuck.
What'd
and I have a bunch of soap. I just wiped my face and took the soap off from my face because I don't want my face to get any more dry.
Yeah.
And then I tried to, like, just get as much water as I could.
So were you able to shower or not?
Well, I put soap on, but I didn't take all the soap off. So I took the soap off from my face.
So you could get it off with the towel, though, right?
I mean, I still have some soap, but look at how flaky I am.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm peeling but yeah, I got out and I was able to kind of save my face. I don't know if it looks kind of whitish,
You look perfect, babe.
So I got out,
So
and
let's
then
move
and then
on.
Natalia's like, like we just had a bunch of stuff going on before this, but this just shows you that no matter what's going on, like I always expect worst case scenario.
Yeah.
So I'm always thinking like, okay, well, there's gonna be a lightning right now that's gonna land right in front, and then I'm gonna go to the left, and maybe a well passes by, and then I just have to keep going. So I just always mind my own business, and I'm always focused on getting to that destination. So
well, as you should not ever let anything stop you. I feel a lot of people stop at the first how would you say it? At the first obstacle, right? And you got to be able to pivot. You got to be able to go around things. There was a lot of things even stopping us from going on our trip. We're like, no, we're going to play it by ear, and we're just going to go ahead and, hope that it works out. And it always, for the most part, ends up working out, which that's something, it always works out.
It always works out.
So you should never let anything stop you, even though there's going to be days. I don't remember what day it was. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, not yesterday, the day before. It was like a day like his maybe today, and it was just thing after thing after thing, and I was like, all right, like I got this, it's okay, I'm just gonna move on, we're gonna do this, we're gonna pivot, we're gonna move over here, do this. And then like it just keeps getting worse, and I'm like, fuck, tomorrow's gonna be an amazing day, because I feel like those days that are full of obstacle normally means that the next day great things are going to happen. And yes, it was Tuesday, because on Wednesday we had the Salomondrin thing.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing to be even close to someone with that type of energy and his vibe, and just at the level that he vibrates. I'm like, I can totally mess with that, because it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I was actually really excited to meet him, because I know nothing about him, and I've been dealing back and forth with the people that represent him or whatnot, the talent company. And I don't know, it was just like pretty exciting. So let me
give you 2 examples like that. I took notes for 2 examples. These 2 examples, Danny, pay attention to this. These 2 examples are gonna make anybody a millionaire.
What are they?
You want to know? Okay, so you guys are ready for this, right? Take some notes. So for example, we're doing the driven couples today. We are completely exhausted, drained.
Like every Wednesday.
From the 4 days, because no.
Oh, today's Thursday.
Well, when we did it today, because it's gonna go back to normal next Wednesday.
Yeah.
But we did it today because we didn't want to interfere with the Salomondrin podcast, which was a huge thing. Mm-hmm. And what I was thinking is, like, we're just used to operating at such a high level.
Yeah.
That we always, then every single day that happens, we want to operate at a higher level. Mm-hmm. At a higher level. So we always expect more. So when we're not producing more than yesterday, like, we get frustrated, and I want to kick the Ferrari in the fucking face, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna get inside, and I'm gonna do this, and then I get to the office, and I feel like, breaking walls and knocking a few items down, but I'm like, I'm gonna do this, I just do da. But it's because I want to stay ahead of yesterday. So for example, today we have driven couples. Like, it's draining when you have an interview for 1 hour. Yesterday I did an interview for 1 hour in English with Salomondrin.
And then in Spanish.
And then we stopped it, and we're like, Spanish, another hour, boom. And then before that, we spoke for like an hour, boom. And then and then before that, we had another like 16 hours of work back and forth all over the place. So I'm just giving you an example of how much pressure we go through, but we always expect more pressure the next day. So today we have this driven couples, and I'm like, fuck, do I have anything left in the tank? Of course I fucking do.
You can always find something left in the tank.
So like what I was thinking today, man, driven couples, we need to have something to talk about for an hour. We need to have this. We need to share something. We need to provide something that's going to help our people, right? So I'm like, dude, if I did yesterday 2 fucking interviews back to back, one in English with a person like Salomondrin that is a professional film producer. He is a professional. One of the highest ranked YouTubers. He's used to doing videos all day long. He is like a pro at the game. Yeah. And I'm going to interview him. He is like a pro, and I'm like a newbie. Yep. Like, how am I going to... So when I do that and I step onto that plate and I go 1 hour full on, never met him in person officially like that. Yeah. I met a few people that are close to him, but I've never met him officially like that. I break the ice, and we get along. And then we sit down, and then I interview this guy that's a professional in English for 1 hour. And I don't run out of things, right? And then we go back and we do it in Spanish, and I ask him the same exact questions, line by line, and I remember. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I was a little bit proud of myself. And I'm like, if I did that, how the hell am
I was wondering how it's funny that you say that, because I was wondering how hard you were trying to do that, because it actually came out really, really good. Like, very good.
I'm just focused. Like, when you guys see me, like, if you guys see me behind cameras, like Christina's met me, Jomar's met me, I'm really focused and I'm really serious. Like, when people see me at the office, I'm a different Albert. I'm like quiet. I don't talk. I don't look at people in the eyes. I'm minding my own business, and I'm focused. I come in here. Danny's here. Steph is here. Yesterday, we had Brian. We have a lot of noise around us, but I block everything out because I'm focused on what I'm going to do. What is going to be my next move? Like, what am I going to talk about? And everything's like right here recorded. So I'm ready, I'm focused, and it doesn't matter. Like today, I didn't eat before this. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, I have to suck it up like a big man, right? Yeah, nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. So I got to do this, but the reason why this is so easy, like a driven couples is like a piece of cake, is because yesterday I interviewed Salomondrin in English and then in Spanish. If I did that, I could do anything. I could interview the president. So I know that it's going to be so much more easier. So when you guys push yourself to like something extreme, anything is possible. Then you're like, man, I need something harder. And you want to keep pushing up and everything. And then you start seeing things in slow motion. Like right now, like you're going like this. I could see you going like this.
Es que estás bien loquito, mi amor.
Like
Get to the point.
Like what are we
talking
in slow motion.
about?
Like you see things in slow. You haven't gotten there yet, so you can't see things in slow motion. So that's why you don't fully understand it. But when you do the difficult things first, everything else appears so easy.
Yeah.
Like everything is. That's why I say life is easy, because I mean, what's hard about life?
I mean, a lot of things are hard about life.
Nothing
it's
is
not
hard.
like.
What's
I mean,
hard?
what's the worst that can happen? You can fail, and then you try again and try again. But it just depends.
No, the worst thing that could happen is you could die.
Yeah, that's a really.
So when
worst
you wake
thing.
up, when you're awake and you're watching this, or when you're complaining about your fucked up life, you're alive. So that means you have an opportunity to change it right now.
That's right. Well,
those were my 2 key points.
Every passing moment is literally a chance to turn it all around. Like at any given moment, you can decide to have a totally different life. The problem with people is they let themselves off the hook way too fast and way too easy. Right? Because we get a little uncomfortable and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to that person. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But you want the end result, and you're never going to get it if you don't go ahead and do all the things that make you uncomfortable. Right? Every time I've had like a huge reward, I was like, damn, I did something that was uncomfortable.
Let people from Instagram know really quick that if they want to keep watching, they have to watch it on
Hey
Zoom.
guys, text us so we can give you the link to the Zoom. Bye. So yes, what I was saying is every time I've done something very uncomfortable, which, you know, it's uncomfortable at first, but
What's the most uncomfortable thing you've done?
Then you get good at things. You get good at things. You get better. You get better. You get a little bit better every time you do it. It's like little wins that give you the confidence that you need to keep going, to approach certain people. I don't know who we were talking to. Oh, some of our coaching clients. They were so cute, and they were talking about how awkward it was a few years back walking into like a high-end, fancy, nothing but rich people hotel.
About Daniel and Aida?
Yes.
They're watching us.
Okay, well, good for calling them out, but yeah. So, and I can relate to that.
It's a good story. It's a true
I
story.
can relate to that, you know, but we could just use it as, we don't have to say anybody's names. But yes, so it's like you walk into a place and you feel like you don't belong, right? Because you're like, oh my God, these people have more money than me. Am I dressed appropriately? Do I look good? It's the insecurities that we have. But once you get to certain levels, you walk in like you own the goddamn place and nobody tells you anything. Nobody says anything. Because you know what? You feel like you belong there, right? And it takes time to get to those types of levels, because I've been there. It's uncomfortable, but I never not did something because I was uncomfortable. I never like retracted. I always go forward and I just keep going. Like, what? Someone's not going to like you. They're going to say bad things about you. Who cares? Like, I've learned to really not give a shit what people think about me. Unless you're paying my bills or God knows, like, it doesn't matter. Like, we're all different. We're all amazing. We're all unique. But at the end of the day, you have to believe in yourself. And obviously you have to, hit certain targets so that your confidence level is so high that nobody can ever mess with it. Because that'll take you places. That'll take you a lot of different places that you will never, ever imagine going. So
let me switch it up to Salomondrin. We have 10 minutes and we're going to start taking questions, live questions. So Salomondrin, yesterday, wasn't it amazing?
It was very.
So Salamon, everybody was asking me, Albert, are you nervous? Are you nervous? It was the most impressive, unbelievable energy. How was the energy yesterday, Dani?
Amazing.
Como todos estaban como Brian was here and then Freddie came and he was because all of these guys are such big fans of Salomondrin. I mean, when he goes live, there's an influencer out there that talks a lot. He goes on lives. He has 800 people, but he has 3 point something million followers. He goes live and he has 800 people watching. This guy goes live and he has less. He has 2.5 million followers watching him. He has 6,000 viewers at a time watching him. Yeah, so that tells you that it's no fake followers, nothing is bought, all transparent. He has legitimate, a lot of true fans.
Yes.
And people love him. And he's just he has so much experience. He's so good, right? So he's coming in, and then everybody is asking me, Albert, are you nervous? Albert, are you nervous? Albert, are you nervous?
I didn't ask that.
And so I'm telling, I always tell Steph, I'm really nervous. I don't know if I'm gonna pull this off. and I tell her I'm nervous. So he comes in, but I tell Steph when he rings.
I miss our alcohol.
When he rings, everybody's this, look. And then Syl's at the door, and she comes all the way inside, and she's Albert, you go open it. You go open it.
Okay, I do not look like that. Why do you make those stupid faces?
So she goes exactly like that. I can't do a better acting job than that. So then I open the door, and he comes in. But before that, because Steph's asking me, how do you think it's gonna be? How do you think it's gonna be? And I asked her, look, he's either gonna be two ways. He's either gonna be the guy that's loud on TV, on camera and everything. And in person, he is really, really shy.
Like you.
Really, really shy. And the other reason is, what if he is the same guy in person and in camera?
Yeah.
And I told her that's either two. So when he comes in, I open the door and he's the same exact person, only a little bit more, kind of a little bit more quieter.
Yeah.
A little bit more quieter. So you want to put the volume down on that? So okay, so he comes in. He's really quiet. I think it's a new place and there's people here. So he's he comes in. He doesn't know what to expect. Yeah. So he comes in and
he doesn't know how cool we are.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to expect. He doesn't know if Syl's gonna be a total nice lady or. So he comes in and then I break the ice. I start talking to him and I'm I used my sales tactics that you guys could find in the Driven Academy. So I'm let me find something that's similar. So I'm he's from Mexico City. I'm from Mexico City. Mm-hmm. And then what else? Oh, he likes exotic cars. And I like exotic cars. We start talking about exotic cars. And then what else? He started in real estate. So let's talk about real estate. And then, so funny, I met people that were close to him 10 years ago. I used to actually party with them. And I'll talk about this later. But we break the ice. He feels comfortable. And then we go and I ask him, Alejandro, because his name is Alejandro, how long do we have you for? Because I want to respect your time. And when you ask people for permission, they'll give you more. So he's an hour and a half. We went 3 hours at least. 3 hours. 2 hours talking here. Mm-hmm. But it takes 10 minutes to sit down, 10 minutes to get out, 10 minutes to go use the shitter, the pisser, another 10 minutes for pictures, another 30, 40 minutes before, and another 34. So it was actually 4 or 5 hours. So he was here. And
he doesn't know how to count.
Let me tell you guys, though, a lot of topics that we spoke about, one of my favorite ones was that he created his wealth. He came from nothing, first of all. So he came from scratch, from nothing. And he created his wealth. How? Talk about it.
Well, different ways, but yes, I was.
Okay, so how did he create? Okay, real estate. There, you were paying a little bit of attention.
I was listening to the whole thing.
Speak about the real estate all the stuff that he spoke about real estate, how he made his money.
Commercial real estate. That's it.
What kind of commercial?
Office building that he had.
What kind of office?
Somebody came and offered him a lot of money, even though it wasn't for sale, which is so amazing. And you know, if you put yourself in places of opportunity, you know, you gotta, if you have some money, go buy something so that later on you have options. You never know. I have heard the craziest stories, his in real estate being some of the craziest, but like Xavier, he wanted like 750 for his house. It wasn't worth that much. And he told his realtor, I'm not selling it unless I get this. The city came and offered him exactly what he wanted, even though it was worth like 100 and something less. So you just never know. So you have to be open. You have to be okay with communicating whatever it is that you want, and don't let anybody ever remove you from certain things that you know you want and you know you deserve, right? So I feel like you call it into the universe.
So
real estate.
So let me explain how it really happened. When he was talking about real estate, we were speaking about what made you wealth. How did you break that, had that breakthrough? Because we all have a breakthrough. So maybe Jomar, I'll use you as an example, but I'm just using him as an example. Doesn't mean that this is Jomar, but you're struggling, and every month you're like, this is gonna be the month that everything is gonna, like, I'm gonna blow up. Mm-hmm. And then something happens and you're like, fuck, I lost 10 grand this month. I didn't make anything. And savings keep going down from like 100 to 90 to 80 to 70, and you're losing just 10 grand, and you think every month that's coming up is gonna be your breaking point. And then you're down to your last 10,000, and you're like, man, and then shit, you lose again, and then you're literally at zero. And then you're like, you can't sleep, you wake up. This is the entrepreneur life. And then all of a sudden, that month, you close a big deal, and you're like, oh, back at 100. And that's the entrepreneur life, year after year after year after year after year. And one day, you have a breakthrough where you make it, and then you're overpaid from there on, and your life just becomes like, whew.
Yeah.
So his breaking point, I had one, but his breakthrough was that moment where he didn't know what to do. He was down to, like, you know, not a lot of money, and he just didn't know what to do anymore. And he heard a smart person told him the way to make wealth, all wealthy people become wealthy through real estate. So he didn't know, like, what real estate or none of or what.
He just went all in.
He didn't like apartments because he doesn't like tenants. So he said, I'm just gonna buy this office building with a few offices, and I'm gonna rent them out. I'm gonna collect lease payments, and it's gonna be a good investment. So, like, time passes on, and then he's like, well, somebody comes and knocks and tells him, I want to buy your building. And they tell the receptionist or the person in the front, and then that person, his assistant, goes up to him and tells him, hey, Alejandro, they want to buy the building and they want to talk to you. And he's like, tell him it's not for sale. No, it's not for sale. Okay, thank you. And then they come again the second day, and they're like, hey, same people, we want to buy the building. I think they were some Japanese people, and you'll see it at the full podcast. So he says, no, I'm not interested in selling it. So they come again, third time, and then he's finally like, the assistant tells him, Alejandro, please just talk to them and just tell him, because they keep coming and calling. And they call. So please, I want to get rid of them. So he says, okay, I'll see them tomorrow. No, they want to see you right now. And I'm like, okay, they see them. So these really wealthy people get there, and his building it'll appraise for a certain price, which is the real value. But these people come in, and then Alejandro tells them, it's not for sale. I'm sorry. Like, I run my business from here, and it's good. It's good. I'm not looking to sell it right now. I'm working on my business.
They can get the details.
And then
on
these
the
people, and Alejandro, by the way, great storyteller. So guys, excuse me for this, but do not listen to her about storytelling. I'm gonna teach you guys how to storytell. So then these people, they talk to Alejandro, and Alejandro tells them it's not for sale. And then they tell him something. They say, Alejandro, everybody
has a price.
Everything in life has a price. And then he starts thinking, like, and then he's like, okay, well, let me go home and let me think about it. And he goes home, and then he goes home, he relaxes, he calls all these people, he gets a few drinks, and then he's like, he calls his real estate buddy, his other real estate professional, and then one of his mentors, and he asked him, what should I do? How much is my property worth? So they tell him your property is worth the same as you bought it, maybe a little bit more. So he wasn't going to make much money. So he's like, so what's the whole point? So real estate is not really the way to get wealthy. So he just says, fuck it. You know what? I'm fucked up. I'm just gonna tell them like a crazy fucking number that's gonna be insanely high, and whatever. It's gonna be so funny. So he texts he sends a text to these people, and he puts, it's gonna be this insane number, and he sends it, and then they send him a text back. They said, yeah, we'll have the check ready. We'll see you tomorrow at the office. They come the next day with the check, and they overpay by who knows how many times. He didn't give me the exact number, but they pay like something insane.
Yeah. And
then that's his breakthrough. He makes a bunch of money, and with that, he buys more buildings, and he jumpstarts his career now. Let me give you this list just really quick, and then Syl has something very impressive to talk to you guys about. He starts getting his exotic cars. He starts marketing his YouTube channel. He gets married. He starts his own brand of watches. His real estate investing continues. He creates his own mezcal brand, and then he tells us what success really matters. But super impressive. So, what's that important thing you want to share with people?
You get on my nerves. So, guys, there's no limits. The sky is the limit. You just got to put yourself in certain situations. I know you have questions. This guy's just trying to piss me off, and I'm not going to let him.
I'm not trying to piss you off.
What's a question? Yeah.
So we have a question, and it's by you sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Sweat will be asking a question right now.
Saludos muchachos, ¿cómo están? ¿Me escuchan?
Hola. Sí, lo escuchamos.
¿Qué pasó, hermano? ¿Eres puertorriqueño?
Sí, ¿cómo estuvo Puerto Rico? Oye, vi que la pasaron excelente.
Ya tú sabes, estuvo poca madre, como dicen los mexicanos.
Qué bueno. Actualmente yo estoy en Orlando, voy para Puerto Rico el martes, el 14.
Qué bien.
Excelente, mira, gracias por sacar de su tiempo. La pregunta que tengo es, cuando ustedes comenzaron a trabajar el negocio juntos, ¿verdad? O actualmente, y vamos a suponer que la otra persona baja la intensidad o se desenfoca de la meta que ambos tienen, ¿verdad? Como pareja en el negocio. ¿Cuál es el lenguaje que ustedes utilizan? ¿Cómo comienzan esa conversación para estar como que back on track y seguir trabajando? Vamos a suponer, tienen una meta, Silvia, voy a poner este ejemplo, ¿verdad? Silvia se desenfoca, ¿sabes? ¿Cuál es el lenguaje que utiliza Albert para estar back on track los dos juntos trabajando?
You want me to answer?
I can answer it.
Go ahead.
Ok,
yo siempre soy igual, como I'm always the same. So siempre estoy como igual, así, putazo tras putazo tras putazo tras putazo, y cuando se despierta ella, se despierta brava porque se acaba de despertar.
Esa no fue la pregunta.
Yo ya estoy como así como...
You want me to get up?
No.
Okay,
so yo estoy como enfocado haciendo mi role. O sea, lo que yo estoy encargado de hacer diferentes cosas que tú. So, tú te despiertas y me dices cosas, pero tú levantas la voz así como tú te pones así como leona.
Creo que no entendió la pregunta.
Ok, a ver, tú contéstala mejor.
Ok, so...
En español, porque está hablando en español.
En general, siempre estamos en la misma página. Hay veces...
No siempre.
Hay veces que no estoy de acuerdo con él, pero luego hablamos porque the battery's about to die, porque a veces yo le digo, hey, esto no tiene sentido. Pero él es súper aventado, yo lo tengo que recordar. Hay veces like, hey, you know, what are you doing? ¿Qué es lo que estás haciendo? Pero por lo general, jamás no hemos estado en la misma página.
¿Qué pasó hace 3 semanas cuando te enojaste y luego me pediste perdón?
Oh, eso fue diferente. Eso no tiene que ver, no son las metas.
No, tenemos metas, pero siempre estamos así igual, estamos como con mucho power. So yo te estoy diciendo cosas, tú me dices cosas, tenemos a nuestro equipo que nos ayuda, pero siempre tenemos la misma visión y ahí está la línea que tenemos que pasar. So tenemos que ver cómo la hacemos y son estrategias. Si tú me dices algo, yo te digo no, tú me dices sí, y yo te digo, pero siempre vamos así. Luego nos juntamos, nos peleamos como en familia, pero luego nos unimos y seguimos
Pero un
adelante.
ratito solamente. Pero básicamente con la verdad siempre es súper importante hablar con la pareja, porque si no puedes hacer eso, en realidad que va a ser very, very hard. Va a ser muy difícil, estar en la misma página. Y él me dijo, hey, no podemos hacer esto, bla, 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 bla. Eso fue que había mucha presión y como él dice, yo me levanto cuando se levantan mis hijas. Que, para un papá es diferente. Unless you're a single dad, es totalmente diferente. Porque mira, para ellos nada cambia. Ellos se levantan a su computadora, hacen su misma rutina, que es lo que le explico a él. I'm like, es totalmente, like, él las tiene 2 horas y se está muriendo. Me está mandando mensajes. I'm like, dude, fucking take care of them for 2 fucking hours. Like, dude, what the fuck? Like, it's ridiculous. No puede con las dos. I'm like, ahora sí ya, ¿verdad? Pero para concretar con la verdad. Y depende de las metas. Por ejemplo, si una cosa, like, you know, a veces yo no quiero tomar y él quiere tomar, pero yo lo voy a tomar y queremos tomar los dos juntos. Como ahorita, no es, you know, necesitamos un break. It's like, por eso I'm like, oh, I miss my champagne. You get less on my nerves when I'm drinking.
Pero te estás viendo como muy super nice.
Yeah. So, you know, por lo general somos muy buenos al seguir las metas y los goals.
Mira, Silvia, lo que le quieres decir es que yo creo en una visión muy, muy alta y luego ustedes piensan que estoy loco
Sí,
y que
la
es
verdad que
una
sí.
pendejada lo que está pensando, pero al final creen en mí, dicen, bueno, pues si tú dices, pues vamos.
Yeah.
Y, o sea, confían en mí como líder que
Sí.
esa es la meta y vamos a llegar ahí. Y todos dicen, y luego Steph dice como, pues a darle. Y Dani dice, no, pues tú mandas. Y Silvia dice, no, pues aquí se enoja, llora, grita,
No.
me dice de cosas, pero al final dice, ok, pues vamos a hacerlo. Y siempre llegamos ahí, y alcanzamos la meta y luego, ok, ahora tenemos que aspirar para más. Y
Sí.
seguimos y siempre me dicen, yo siempre soy el loco, pero al final confían en mí y eso me hace sentir a mí más confiado de que, oh, pues yo creo que sí se va a poder hacer.
Pero la mejor manera es llevarla a dinner, relationship improvement dinner, y poner todos los goals. Y decir, mira, tal, y vamos a hacer esto, sea lo que sea. Tan pequeño como que, hey, los dos dijimos que íbamos a comer súper saludable, que no hasta el jueves o qué sé yo, íbamos a comer, whatever, cheeseburgers, lo que tú quieras, pizza, pero no va a ser una cosa de todos los días. So, you know, es importante los dos estar como que, hey.
Y espero que haya contestado tu pregunta, si no me dices ahorita, pero también, por ejemplo, nuestra otra pareja que conocimos en Puerto Rico, que son parte del coaching, Naida y Daniel, ellos también tienen su negocio juntos, trabajan juntos. El mes pasado ganaron lo más que han ganado en la historia de sus vidas. $140,000 netos que ganaron. Nunca habían ganado eso. Y rompieron el récord. Y ellos, lo que he visto es, esta night, su esposa va a hacer ejercicio en las noches, porque es cuando se puede. Daniel en las mañanas. Y porque en la mañana ella está en la oficina con sus personas. Y luego en las noches ella puede ir a hacer ejercicio y él se queda en casa haciendo otras cosas o terminando en la oficina. So, es diferentes, cada quien tiene diferente posición. So, ella se encarga de sus posiciones. Como ella me dice, hoy los niños van a hacer esto y esto y esto y esto. Y, ok, no es mi deber, pero sí contesta la pregunta o dime si fallamos en algo.
Bueno, muy bien, muy bien. Silvia dijo algo muy importante y la segunda pregunta que tenía porque ella mencionó del Weekly Improvement Relationship Dinner, algo así, no sé cómo es que lo llaman. La pregunta que tenía, ¿ustedes tienen alguna estructura al momento de hacer el dinner o el lunch? Me refiero a un ejemplo, a que cuando se sientan, revisan cómo ha estado la relación, ¿sabes? ¿De qué comienzan a hablar primero? ¿Es la relación, la familia, el negocio o no es nada en específico?
A Silvia le encanta tomar champagne y platicar, pero diles, pero siempre llegas mejor.
You're so stupid. So, primero, hablamos primero y luego ya tomamos el champagne. Porque si es al revés, entonces me enojo y valió, ya sabes qué. So, no hay ninguna specific... hay veces ya hay muchas cosas que, como si nos pasamos 2 semanas o 3, hay muchas cosas that I'm like, you know, que ya habíamos corregido y luego, bueno, somos humanos y otra vez a las mismas cosas, que en realidad para él y yo son cosas un poco más pequeñas. Nos llevamos súper bien. A veces sí me enfado un poquito. Yo soy súper...
Pero tú también me enfadas.
Obvio. So, it's normal. But I love you.
Es normal.
For the most part. He gets on my nerves sometimes. Pero es normal. Y cuando la gente te dice que no, que son perfectos, mentira. Y luego con hijos, forget about it.
Pero así como nos ves, así estamos todo el día. Pregúntale a Dani, a Steph. Estamos
Somos
en la
iguales
oficina
siempre.
Y entra y como te digo, hoy me salí como 1 hora y media y no pasa de 5 minutos y ya tengo un texto ahí. ¿Dónde estás?
No es cierto.
Yo sé si es normal para los hombres.
Si
Jomar
el
o
teléfono,
todos los hombres que están aquí, Daniel.
No.
No sé si es normal cuando se sale el hombre.
Nada que ver.
Un texto. ¿Dónde estás? ¿Cuándo vas a llegar? ¿Dónde
I
fuiste?
can care less dónde estás. I don't give a shit.
No es de que,
Lo
estoy,
que pasa,
no es de que estoy por ahí con nada. Es de que quieres saber dónde estoy porque te gusta que esté en la oficina cuando tú estás en la oficina.
No, stop talking. Please. So, Lo que pasó fue que él me dijo, Syl, voy a regresar en una hora. I'm like, okay. Teníamos back to back to back. So, si él me hubiera dicho, Sylvia, you know what? Handle the next 2 appointments. I'm not going to be there. I would have been like, cool, perfect. Pero no fue así. So, communication is important. Y solo por eso le dije, okay, cool. Just, I'll take care of them. Bye. Like, I'm done dealing with you.
So,
over it.
Cuando dijiste que tus uñas iban a tardar 1 hora y se tardaron 3, que
Se tarda 2 horas.
So
Eso ya
ella
lo
lo
sabemos.
exageró por 3 veces y yo por 2.
Okay. So anyway. So no hay orden en específica. Nada más al grano con todo. Pero es que depende qué es. O si le vas a decir a tu pareja que, por ejemplo, si tú estás super fit y le vas a decir que está en really bad shape, I mean, tienes que ver a nicer way to say it.
O sea, no dile estás gordo, estás gorda, pero dile, hey
babe.
Como que mañana es buen tiempo para ir a la playa, una corrida, ¿no?
No, así no. Pero bueno.
Bueno, gracias.
Gracias.
Next question is from Barbara.
Barbara?
Barbara.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi. I just wanted to ask you guys, what advices do you guys have for a couple to successfully build an empire together, and how did you guys start it all?
Do you want to say it or I could say it?
Oh, well, I mean, you say that I talk too much, so you seem
So, you know, it's going to depend. There's different ways. Him and I happen to be in the same industry, which go hand in hand, mortgage and real estate, which for us, it was very simple, you know, for him to do all my loans and just keep building. I would help him with his stuff. And I'm great with people. So for me, communicating with clients was really simple. I love humans in general, just people. So we were able to build a great business, a huge database. Our clients still call us. So, and then we started making moves, buying properties. And you just have to be a good person. You have to improve every year. Self-improvement is crucial. I always tell people this, whether it's a book, educational movies, whatever it is that you're watching, make sure that it's not garbage. Because unfortunately here in the US, the dumber people are, the easier they are to brainwash, the more scared they are, the more they depend on the government. You're never gonna be able to thrive because you don't have that knowledge. So it's up to you to be like, okay, I want this life, this is what I'm gonna do. And you basically have to get a mentor to get you to a certain level. Once you hit this level, you go to another level, and you just keep upgrading not only your information, but your mentors. So, you know, whatever you do or whoever you want to be like, you have to be like, okay, what made this person successful? How can I get there? You also have to take care of your body. You have to, you know, self-improve. I would say fitness, self-improve. Obviously, communication, trust. You have to be able to trust each other. Once you trust each other, like everything is history. You got to work hard. Work should be your number one priority, whether it's a business, whatever you do. Because if you work for somebody, be the best that you can be always, because you're going to build that muscle to be a badass. And when you like branch off or you go start your own business, you're going to have that work ethic. You know, a lot of people want to skip the working part, and it doesn't work like that. You know, self-improving. You both got to get smart together, because if you're not growing together, that's not good. That's why people end up growing apart and sideways, and it just doesn't work. But again, it's sitting down, having your priorities very, very clear, and letting your partner know, hey, this is what I want out of life, you know, because what happens if you're really young and you're with someone, you think you're waiting for them to propose, you want to get married, they don't want to get married, you want to have kids, they don't want to have kids, like just cut it and move on. It's very hard for people to move on. I don't know why. See, for me, I've always been clear on what I wanted to be. Not only happy, rich, successful, hot. I know it sounds weird, but I've always taken care of myself. And that's just the way that I am. And I was never afraid to just say, peace, I'm out, this isn't working for me. Because I trust and I believe in myself and my ability, not only to create, but to be able to connect with people that takes me to different places. So it's really important to self-improve. I can't tell you enough. And grow with your partner, meaning being clear on what you want and getting smarter, seminars, whatever.
My turn?
Yeah.
So 50-50, has to be 50-50. So I gotta put in 50%. She has to put 50%.
No, I put 100 and you put 100.
Yeah, but we have to divide the roles.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna take 50% of the like, because I give it more than 100%.
Yeah.
But I have 50% of the roles, and she has the 50% of the roles that I'm not good at. So it takes time to identify what she's good at and what I'm good at, and then we have to respect it. And then I'm in charge of that. You're in charge of that. Like, for example, kids, house, operations, planning, organizing.
Everything, basically.
And me, and me, like, it's everything else.
Exactly.
Right? Which is like a lot of stuff. However, she nailed it. She pretty much nailed everything. But if you spoke about empire, building an empire, there's only two ways to build an empire. Because no matter how good you are, you're not going to build an empire if you don't scale. And how do you scale? You need mentors, and then you have to upgrade your mentor. So a mentor that takes you to 100,000 is not going to take you to 200, not to 400, not to 1 million, not to 2 million, 4 million, and up all the way to wherever you want to go, because everybody has different goals. And also your circle of influence. Yeah. It's very, very, very important to have your circle of influence.
That is crucial.
Like for example, for us, we used to have 5 top people that we would see 10 years ago. It's way different. Our top 5 people that we see now in today's world, right? So all of that stuff helps you keep getting better. And then what ends up happening is, this has happened to me. Like, there was this YouTuber guy that used to interview people, right? And he started off interviewing people, and the first Driven, he was a huge fan of mine. You know, like the people that follow NSYNC and Britney Spears, like the fanboys. And they're like, oh my God, it's Britney, or oh my God, NSYNC, go, go, go. I don't know how they sing, but something like that, like pow, 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 or whatever.
Yes.
So this guy went to see me speak, like when we're promoting Driven 1, and then it was just too many things going on. Yeah. So I really wanted to do like the podcast, right? Yeah. But it didn't work out. And then we had Driven 2 and Driven 3. And now as you can imagine, like we're so busy, and we have our kids, we have our
crazy.
people.
It's nonstop.
We have over 300 people that we employ in the companies. And it's just, we're really, really busy. So you prioritize. You want to spend more time with the people that you love and the people that you need. So for example, if we have something with Bobby, then we have something lined up with our team, with our offices, and then we have our kids. So there's just not enough time to spend it with certain people, because you have people that are more of a priority. So that happens, and then you just don't have time for those people, and then they end up getting mad for no reason, because
they get their feelings hurt.
They get their feelings hurt. And it's not that you're not being like mean or arrogant. It's just that you value your time. Yeah. So when people tell you that, or they get mad at you, it's normal, because what happens is some people don't value their time and some people value their time. You have to spend people that are going to give you value at your current time. So if you spend all your time with people that don't give you value, that's why you are where you are. Yeah. But if you spend all your time with people that give you value, then you keep growing. And guess what? The more you grow, the more money you make, and the more you can help the people that you love, because it's really hard to help people that you love without money.
Yes, at 100%. 100%. Also be very mindful of where you spend your time, because I know a lot of people, they're like 8 to 5, and then whatever, they just watch TV all day, and then the next day they wake up, but they don't have time to work out. You know, your health is so important. You know, it's so stupid, it's so cliche when health is your biggest, what is it? Wealth, something like that. Obviously you need money, but you also need to be healthy. So you can't, you know, cancer, like nobody cares until you're already sick, but like what about all the crap you ate for years, right? So it's important to be mindful of all these things, but avoid toxic people. That's a big one. And those people will drain you. They will suck the life out of you and then leave and blame you for everything, when in reality it was all them. But you know, you identify these people as you grow and get smarter. You learn how to identify vampires. So, and then you just get rid of them, and you'll save yourself a lot of trouble, girl. Have you ever read Rich Dad Poor Dad? Barbara?
I haven't read it yet, but I plan to read it.
So read that book, and then we'll see you next Wednesday. You can literally finish it, and like, if you get the audio, like, if you really make it a priority, most people don't prioritize. You can finish that book just like people finish a Netflix season in a weekend. But it's like priorities are all messed up for people. And then they wonder why they're not growing. They're not making more money year after year, right? Him and I, it's crazy. And I kid you guys not, every single year together has been bigger than the last. Greater, happier, busier.
Every day.
Wealthier. Yeah, it's crazy. So does that answer your question?
Yes, you did. So you did mention that you suggest that we do get a mentor. So
Yes.
What is the proper steps of getting a really good mentor? Is it somebody that is already, anybody that is doing MLO is already an MLO already, or do you think that there's a proper way to actually get a good mentor?
Do you want to
well let me just say, give me a minute and then you close it out. But the way I started was I got a free mentor because some people don't have money right now to go and pay 50 grand to somebody like Grant Cardone and start that way, right? So it's not as easy as that. So when I started and I was dead broke, I had a mentor who was my broker. So I did loans and he was my broker for the company, and he was a millionaire. His name was Mark. And Mark knew how to teach me how to become a millionaire. So I used to pick his brain and I used to work for him. So he would make money off of every deal that I closed. So it was kind of his responsibility to help me get better because he would make more money off of me. So he was my first mentor for free, and he was a millionaire. So I learned from him. I learned from him buy 4 units, buy multi-units to create wealth. And I said, okay, I'm going to listen to him and go do it. See, all these things are available for free. Yes. And if you don't have a Mark, go to YouTube and study a person that's successful. And if a person that's a real estate expert tells you do this is how you do it, listen to him and go do it. Don't ask your mom or your dad because they're probably not the real estate investor experts. Yeah. So get the information from the right people. And today's world is so easy because all you got to do is you Google somebody. You Google it and you find it. And if you have somebody in person, even better. But for me, I had that person, Mark, in front of me. So he was my first mentor. And then I had to learn from somebody above Mark to help me get to that next level. And then I started making money following their leadership. And then I was able to afford Grant Cardone, paid him 50 grand. And then I had to move on and learn from another person that was above that. So I just have to keep learning more because I don't want to stay where I'm at. I always want to keep improving. Yes. Because if you don't grow, what happens?
You die.
Yeah.
And Barbara, be resourceful. There's so much free information. Try not to get confused. And also you have to use your intuition.
And don't study too many people.
And don't study too many people at once. But like I said, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that is a perfect example of somebody that had this dad to listen to and this dad, the rich one and the poor one. They both made good money. Read the book.
It's pretty interesting.
You're going to love it.
Because Pat, and going back to our previous girl, the collaboration, because I met Patrick and I collaborated with Patrick connected me with the author of that book.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
So they connected me today with Robert Kiyosaki. So it's gonna be very, very interesting.
Yeah, hope that helps. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Luis.
Orazo?
Where is he?
His question, I have it here. I'm not sure if you
Unmute him?
It says, I take care of me for her, and she takes care of her for me, right? Question mark.
You get that?
And then taking care of each other, vice versa.
Yeah, we take care of each other. We got each other's back.
Yeah, well, like for example, I tease her a lot because I like getting her a little bit feisty. I like bringing out the Latina out of her. 'Cause sometimes she starts acting a little bit different, and then you kind of start acting like what's her name? The cute white girl. What's her name? Taylor Swift. You kind of start acting like that.
How does she act?
So I want to get the Latina feistiness. So I like to get that, and
I don't even know what that.
She starts getting like
what the hell does
like
that
she gets
mean?
that Latina out of her, right? So I like doing that. But yeah, taking care of the girls is way more complicated or to me than running a 8-figure business. So like all my hats go off to her. And but she does sleep a little bit too much. But
that is not true, Albert. Dude. Anyway, we're all different, so don't ever let anybody. I don't even let him tell me what the hell to do or what to believe.
I don't.
I need to sleep. When I don't sleep, I don't feel good. And by sleep, guys, I mean like 11 to 6. Like, this guy acts like I wake up all late. It's so frustrating. Don't say that. I like sleeping. We're all different.
Yeah, but we support each other.
We do support each other. So maybe next time you could watch the girls and I'll go work out right when I wake up. Así como tú.
Well, I mean, when you wake up, I'm already like out the door. I'm already starting my second day. I have to be at the office and do certain
and then
shit.
when he goes to sleep, I start my second day. You know, for the record.
When I go to, you actually go to sleep, like at the same time as I do.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's the funny part.
That's what he thinks. But
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, guys. Anything else you want to add?
So something is there one more or close it out? Okay, so let's just close it out. We're gonna be here next Wednesday. So today we got on Thursday because of Salomondrin yesterday, but we're back to normal Wednesday. It's gonna be driven couples and we kind of like we didn't want to miss another week. So that's why we kind of just jumped into it. I wanted to share some stuff of Salomondrin, who was an amazing podcast, and it's gonna be out. What do you think, Danny? Maybe next week. We'll release it next week. But we're gonna release some snippets, some video, some little clips of like powerful stuff that he mentioned, because we have it in English and in Spanish. And for those of you, if you guys want to get access to it faster, it's gonna be on Driven Academy. So it will go live on Driven Academy first, and then we're gonna release it.
Just one more thing that I want everybody to I want to ask you this and tell me what you think, because I
love it when you ask me things.
When I was listening to him, you know, because we were all here sitting down, would you say that I want to say almost all successful people operate pretty much in the same way? Do you agree? Like, all the things he was saying, I was just like, yep. Like, it was so weird. Like, I feel like we're just all so similar. And again, these are behaviors that you have to learn how to handle. You have to work on mindset is the most important one, because all the things he was saying, he was even saying, and if you want to be an entrepreneur, chinga, like he was like cussing. He was like, good luck, because it's freaking hard, which is so true, right?
Well, I mean, it's not hard. It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And that's why most millennials, they just don't make it, because they want to find the 4-hour work week. They want to find the easier way to make $1 million.
Yeah.
And there's no easier way. It is a lot of work, a lot of hours. So you're going to get a little bit wrinkly. You're going to get white hairs, depending on your genes. You know, you might, so go get Botox, look a little bit better, do whatever you have to do. But it is going to be a lot of work. You're not going to sleep a lot. And that's just the way it is. And you just have to be okay with it and go do it. But remember that all of you that are watching this, you guys are all in different levels. And that's the reality. Some of you are level 1, some of you are level 5, some of you are level 10, some of you are level 20, and some of you are level negatives. That's just the reality. And guess what?
Okay.
Don't get discouraged. If you're -1, try to get even, and then try to get to then work on getting level 1, level 2, level 3. How are you going to do that? By not comparing yourself with somebody that's at level 10. Focus on taking one step, and then you take the next step, and then the next step, and then the next step. And that's how I did it. I was one of the dumbest kids in school, if not the dumbest. I dropped out of everything you could imagine in school. I couldn't stand school. I used to fake illnesses to not go to school. And I got out of school, and I hated school. And once I got out of school, I got the real school, the school of life, of experience, of traveling, of different cultures, of reading books, of street smart, and all that stuff is what made me millions. And I started learning the real stuff. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like step by step. So if you are somewhere right now where maybe you're overdrafted in your bank account, so was I. If your credit's fucked up, so was mine. And I'm going to show you guys how, like, I got a late in some stupid Honda thing, and it dropped my credit, and I fixed it, and now my FICO score is going to be 800-ish. But it's not about the FICO score, because there's kids from high school, college kids, they have 800 FICO scores because they have Victoria's Secret, Express, Macy's. And when you have those little department store cards, you could have an 800 FICO score, but you could be a kid. I don't have an 800 FICO score, and I had a 650 or 660. Now it's like at 777. It's going to be like at 800, but I have millions of dollars of credit lines available. Yeah. If I go to the bank, they give me millions of dollars of credit lines like this. So that's strong credit. So there's just so much information we could talk here. I could go on for hours, as you guys have seen. But next week, what I want to do is I want to start something new right now. And if you guys have some topics that you want us to go over next week, please send us a message and let us know, because we do this for you guys. Like, we're not making any money right now. We're doing it. We're, like I said, we had a pretty complicated day. Our kids are waiting. We have Nanny over there. Danny and Steph are staying late. Yesterday we stayed late. And we do this because we care for you guys. And like you've noticed, I promised you when we started this Driven Couples, this is not going to be a sales fest. We're not going to be selling you, oh, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. This is purely information that has helped us get to where we are today, so that you guys can copy that and do it. Copy what works. So this is all for you guys. Thank you for believing in us, following us, trusting us. And we do this because we care for you guys. Anything you want to say?
That's it. We do. And just remember, you get what you give, guys. So don't give up.
Thank you.